So I can't sleep. The kids are asleep, and it's like almost 2 o'clock in the morning. So it's like I said, it's almost 2 o'clock in the morning. I can't sleep. The kids are on the sofa asleep, and I'm in the laundry room folding some towels and some of my clothes. The drama of my life. So, basically, I told you guys probably a couple weeks ago, I did a video talking about my dad and not seeing my nephew and my siblings. So basically, my sister is in Mobile. She graduated from the University of South Alabama with a master's, and I saw online that she graduated yesterday. So I sent her a message telling her congratulations, and then I saw that she had posted a picture of her and my nephew. So she said that they're in Mobile, and I asked her because I was gonna um, meet my sister halfway to take the kids halfway between Mobile and the military base to take Cameron and Chloe so she could get them. But since my sister is in Mobile, um, hopefully I can see her and my nephew. But the catch is that my dad is there. So I was just honest with her and I told her, I really wanted to see her and my nephew. Um, but I didn't want to see my dad. And I asked her if we could meet for lunch, and she said she had promised to take my dad and my nephew to a specific restaurant. So I was just like, well, could we meet up later during the day? She said she'll be in town till Monday. So I really want to see my sister and I really want to see my nephew, but I'm just not willing to sit face to face with my dad. And I'm definitely not going to sit in a restaurant like we're one big happy family. Because we're not. I do miss my sister. I do miss my nephew. Um, but I don't want to see my dad. So I'm hoping we can get up in the morning and just head towards Mobile. And if I'm able to see my sister and my nephew, then I'll be happy. If I can't see them, then I'll just try to make arrangements to see both of them. Maybe she'll have him maybe he'll be out in California with her and I can just fly out there and see them. But yeah, I'm really just not trying to see my dad. And it puts me in a weird position because I miss my nephew and I miss my sister and I want to have a relationship with them. But where I am emotionally, especially this time of year, I'm just I'm just not in a good state of mind to see my dad. And I know that she probably had to have him come to the graduation because somebody had to be there with age. So I'm kind of torn, you know, do I just go to lunch and see my sister and my nephew and have to sit across from my dad, or do I just try to make other arrangements to see them? Y'all, I miss my nephew. Like, I miss my sister because when I was sick, she really did help me out. And I could never take that from her. I have a lot of respect for her because of what she's been through. I miss my nephew, but I just cannot sit at a table with my dad, y'all. I don't even eat around my family that I don't like. Like, I have this weird thing. I cannot break bread in front of people that I discuss that I don't like. If I see you breaking bread or if I see you talking to my enemy, you automatically become my enemy. Like, I don't break bread with my enemies. And my dad is a level one enemy. Like, I have nothing to say to him. So I can't sleep. I'm up folding laundry. And I really just want to see my sister and my nephew. I'm trying to be the bigger person and just be like, just sit down and have dinner with, your sister and just act like your dad don't exist. But the bitch in me, um, the crazy in me, I can feel me whooping my dad's ass for the third time in my life. And I cannot get arrested in Mobile or the state of Alabama again, okay? Because, honey, my record is clear, and I've been in anger management here, and I don't think I'm gonna get off anger management if I get arrested in the city of Mobile again. Okay, so plus I don't have that kind of money for them lawyer fees. All this y'all gonna bail me out. Um, if y'all gonna bail me out, I'll be happy to go. Um, but I'm really feeling anxious about it because I really want to see my sister and I really want to have a conversation with her and I really want to see my nephew. But I'm not trying to see my dad because I ain't gonna lie, my PTSD been a little jumpy lately. And um I've been having like I have my good days. I have more good days than bad days. And I feel like I'm kind of fragile right now. Yeah, I know I've been back in therapy again, more. Um and I actually have therapy on Friday. Uh, um so yeah, I don't know how to do this. But I want to see my sister and I want to see my nephew. So I need some advice. Do I go there and have a couple drinks before I see them? Cause y'all usually when I'm drunk, I don't give a shit. And y'all know I don't drink. I'm a less violent. I'm a happy drunk. Like you can get all the money I ain't got when I'm drunk. But I don't like drinking because I don't like the way it makes me feel. But do I suck it up? Mm, I want to see my sister so bad, and I want to see my nephew. But I most of all, I definitely want to see my sister and sit down and talk to her. So I have a dilemma. Would anybody care to help me out? I'm basically asking for advice, and I never do that. It's just a lot. It's a lot, y'all. I go through a lot of stuff. Like I try to be as open and as real with y'all as possible. That's why whenever I'm feeling how I be feeling, I try to go live and talk to y'all because I feel like sometimes if I sit down and try to do my makeup and my hair and come talk to y'all or sit in front of the camera, I'm gonna leave something out. It's not gonna be authentic. It's not gonna be raw. It's not gonna be the truth. And I just I would like to see my sister. But I don't want to see my sperm donor. Like I'm just not ready to be the bigger person. Like I feel like um no matter my dad is one of those people he never takes responsibility. So I feel like he gonna say something or he gonna try to like put the blame on me and I'm not equipped to handle that right now. Y'all, I've had a rough 3 weeks. I have had some good days, but y'all, I've had some rough days. And I just don't know. I've been dealing with a lot. So another thing I'm dealing with is that y'all never hear me talk about having friends, right? I had three friends my whole life. Two of them I don't talk to because one is married and I don't think his wife wants him talking to me. The other one, we both have our issues. We don't talk. And then I have another friend. Well, our friendship ended. It was like a bad breakup. Um, because I found out that she had said some things about me and had been talking about me and had been like things that I would tell her she had been telling her other friends, and some kind of way got back to me, and I knew it was not a lie because she's not the person who can know those things. Well, basically, everybody was saying that if we were really friends, that I should talk to her and tell her what she did wrong and forgive her. And this was like 4 years ago, 5 years ago, and I just told them I felt like I shouldn't have to tell her what she did wrong. She already know that she had been doing stuff behind my back for years. Like she had stabbed me in the back so many times, and it's times when I needed her. Like I remember we got into an argument about her being mistreated by her boyfriend, and I just told her, I just think you deserve better. And she told me that basically she was gonna be with him, and she didn't care what nobody could think. And she stopped talking to me for a whole year, and she wouldn't take my phone calls and nothing. And then my grandfather had died, and I called her. She never showed up. She just kind of left me hanging out there for like a whole year. And I really needed her as a friend. And after she got out of the relationship, she came back around and I was there for her. And I just always felt like I was always there for her in her friendship. No matter what she did to me, no matter if she took one of my boyfriends, which she did, but you can't take somebody who don't want to be kept. No matter if she talked about me to other people, no matter if she was mean to me, no matter if she didn't want me around her other friends because I was the fat friend. It was just a bad friendship. So it ended with no words. I wouldn't talk to her. It just ended because I was so hurt. I just couldn't take no more of that friendship. So a couple weeks ago, her mother died. And I was very close to her mom. Her mom was one of the sweetest, nicest, kind of people in the world. And I felt really bad. I wanted to go to the funeral, but I know there are certain people in her family who don't like me. They never liked me. Colorism. Um, and I just felt like it would be inappropriate to show up at her mom's funeral while she's grieving, knowing that our friendship is over. And I just felt like it would be weird. Um, but I really did want to pay my respects. And I'm not going to lie, even though the friendship is over, I have been worried about her. And her mom, I've been worried about her because she's an only child. And I know it's not easy losing a mom. And I've been worried about her. So a couple of days ago, her aunt sent me a message saying, "Did such and such mom had died?" And I was like, "Yeah, I heard. I've been concerned." I just told her I've been concerned about her, but I just did not feel like it was appropriate time to show up because I didn't want any problems. And she was like, "Well, you could have came. It could have been a chance for y'all to fix our friendship." And I'm thinking once again, everybody's reaching out to me to fix our friendship or for me to be there for her, and they never think about like how she used to treat me, how she did me throughout our friendship. They just want me to be there for her, but she was never there for me when I needed her. And I just get so tired of being a part of people's life and building them up and being there for them, and then they just walk all over me. Like I've been there for her so much throughout our friendship, and the times that I've needed her, I couldn't count on her. But she did me wrong throughout that friendship. A lot of cruel stuff that people would do to the people they bullied. And I took it because she was my friend and I loved her. It was like a breakup, y'all. Like, I ain't had no real friends since. Okay, Miss Bam don't have no friends. Well, I take that back. I like my neighbor Celeste. She's my friend. She's my neighbor friend. She's awesome. And you know, that's pretty much it. And then y'all, like I talk to y'all. I actually talk to more y'all than I talk to people I see in a daily basis. Like I actually have whole conversations with some of y'all on Facebook and Instagram. So yeah, I don't really have a lot of friends, but I don't trust people. So I have that going on. Should I reach out and see if she's okay? I just didn't want to show up at the funeral because y'all know black people like to show their ass at funerals. And honey, I am not fighting at another funeral in my life. Okay, I done that shit before. Had a fight at a funeral. May she rest in peace, my mother. And that's got me feeling real too. Now my daddy in town. I put my daddy ass at my mama's funeral. My ex best friend mom just died. I want to see my nephew. I don't want to see my dad. I want to see my sister. Y'all, I'm stressed out. I want to be the good person. I want to be a good person, and I want to put petty Betty aside. But I'm tired of being a bigger person. I'm tired of being there for people, and when I need them, I'm like, I ain't got nobody. So can somebody give me advice? It's for y'all on here. Can somebody please talk to me? I need some help. Jesus. I feel stressed. Help me. I know some of y'all nobody got no advice. I can't get no help. Well, can I at least get a thumbs up? It's free. I'm in my feelings right now, y'all. Oh, I got two. Oh, thanks, y'all. Maybe nobody can help me. My life is very complicated. Thanks for the thumbs up, y'all. So, my apologies to you all. I did show y'all, I did come on yesterday before I delivered the cake to show y'all what I have been doing. I don't think I've ever really decorated a cake to that extent on the channel because it's really time consuming. But I got a cake video that I'm going to be putting up this week. I was supposed to put it up this weekend, but y'all, I had the kids. So it's hard to edit with Chloe climbing up your leg. And Cameron, they fell asleep on the sofa tonight because we watched Christmas movies and then we made cookies and popcorn and we watched The Grinch and they fell asleep on the sofa. So I left their ass there. I pulled all the pillows from behind them, slid some little pillows up under their head, and threw a blanket on them. I cut the tree off and left the star on and left the TV on Disney Channel and left them there. They knocked out. Ideally, it would be perfect tomorrow if I could see my sister. Because y'all, I have never had a situation where I've had both of my nephews and my niece all together. Like, y'all don't know how happy that would make me. And I don't hate my dad, but I ain't got shit for him. I would politely take a shit in both of his hands and tell him to clap them together. But I ain't got shit for him other than that. Oof. And I know that's horrible. I know that's horrible. I know it's horrible. I should never say some shit like that. But y'all, that man, he is. It's just sometimes you just have to ask yourself like, how strong is your love for somebody versus your hate? And my love, even though my sister may not know it, my love for her and my nephew is way stronger than my hate for my dad. And I would give anything to sit down and have lunch with my two boys and my niece. And I would give anything to see my nephew and just hug him. So I don't know, y'all. I wish I had like a 24-hour. Well, they have a 24-hour gym, but the machines on there don't work that well. But I wish right now I had a 24-hour gym where I can go in and just lift some weights to take the stress off my back. Like weightlifting just helps me with stress. I can take all my aggression out. I really wish I could do that right now. Yeah, I am. I um that's true. I don't doubt that my dad was abused, but when you have children, you have to put aside the things that you've been through. Like there's things I would never do to a child, things that have been done to me and said to me, I would never do. There are things that people have done to me that I could never bring myself to do to them, to even think about doing. And if my dad had such a bad childhood, you would have think he would have done better by all of his children. And even the women who loved him. My dad, even though me and my stepmom don't talk, she got to be a saint with a fucking four-leaf clover in her pocket because he ain't been right. And I think that's what disgusts me the most. Like, I just feel like, despite me and my stepmom having our issues sometimes, overall, she is a good person. But I feel like my dad has made it hard. He has made it so hard that he's just done so much until it's hard for her to just be happy or to just, you know, to have some self happiness. When you married to somebody like that, you've been with that person for so long, like that shit started to rub off on you, I believe. You know, and it's like you can't have her without him. And I think sometimes I get upset about that because I know she's been through a lot too. She's been through a lot. Um, just not even with my dad. So and the truth is, me and my dad are not very different. Like my dad grew up in a family full of dark skinned people. He was a light skinned biracial child, even if they don't want to acknowledge it. But he looks nothing like his siblings. And I know that he was probably deeply mistreated. And I try to put myself in his shoes. I can only imagine being like half Asian and black, growing up in the deep south with a mother who is super dark skinned, and everybody else around you, you look like nobody. I can only imagine because, like, just from what me and my sister went through. Yeah, I have a hard time treating people bad. Like when I feel like I ain't living right, I have a hard time. Like my conscience. Like sometimes it's just easier for me to be nice and just not to do shit to people or mistreat people. Sometimes it's just easy to walk away. And sometimes even when I walk away, I still feel guilty. But I put up with a lot. I take a lot from people. I take a lot from people. More than y'all know. I take a lot from people. Even from my siblings. And I'm always there no matter what I have. You know, if I don't have it, I try to find it. And then I feel like sometimes when I be needing help or just somebody to talk to, I be on my own. Like I take a lot. Like even from my two sisters that I see regularly, like I take a lot from people. And I just get tired. Because I'm always trying to be there. Like I go above and beyond for people around me, even if they're not family. Yeah, that's true. You do have to break the cycle. Y'all, I've been trying, like, I keep asking myself, like, why I be having, like, a hard time. Because it's just a lot of things I've seen in my family. It's a lot of things that I saw growing up that has just made me live my life totally different. And how I interact with people and how I handle things. Um, I just I don't want to be like my family. I don't want to go through the same things. And sometimes I be thinking like, am I having such a hard time with my family or the people around me because I'm not willing to play the stupid game? You know what they say? You play a stupid game, you get a stupid prize. And I live my life way different. And I'm not saying I'm better than anybody, but I do. I live my life a lot different. You know, I live my life a lot different. And I don't judge people for how they live their life, but I just be feeling like if you see it didn't work for somebody else, then like why would you do it? Like, if I'm looking at you and I'm looking at everybody else who's been doing the same thing, why would I do it? If it didn't work for them, then why would it work for me? And I've made a lot of decisions in my life that weren't based on my happiness. A lot of my decisions were based on like how it was gonna affect my siblings. Like y'all know, it's so crazy. When I bought my car, that Camry I got, it's like an older model. I got it when I was living in Fayetteville, and at that time I really wanted a Mustang or a Camaro, uh, or the Dodge Challenger. I wanted a sports car, and all I kept thinking is I did it. My nephew got to get in this car. I didn't want to put my nephew age in a small car because for one he had autism, and I would take him back and forth. And then my sister was having Cameron, so I was like, I'm not gonna get a sports car because there's two babies coming. And my friend was like, literally, you're planning on what kind of car you're gonna get because your kids are having babies. If you're a dog, I'm not gonna try to make you a cat. You're right. You're right. So basically, I planned what kind of car I was gonna get because my sisters were having kids. When I planned to move, anytime I made a big move, I always thought about my sister Alfreda and Kiera. You know, anytime I think about stuff, I'm always thinking about them. Like one of the reasons, and I'm just gonna be honest, it's like every time I get ready to look for work or I'm about to find a job, everybody go nuts. Everybody lose their mind because as if I'm working, I'm not available to everybody. But when I'm working, it's an inconvenience to everybody. So like I know me working, I wouldn't be available to help my sister with the kids. um, I wouldn't be available to just at the drop of a dime go and take care of stuff for Frida, or be there for her, spend extended amounts of time with her, or do stuff for people on base, or just I have literally spent my most of my life thinking about what am I gonna do and how it's gonna affect other people around me. I've never really made a decision in my adult life solely for me or what I want. And it took me a long time to realize that. Like, I wonder if other people would make those sacrifices. Like, every move I've made since my grandfather has died has been based around, are my sister's going to be okay? And it's it's sad, you know. I'm always thinking about, like, are they going to be okay? Is my family going to be okay? Because I only have, I don't have a lot, you know. Is my family going to be okay? I'm always worried about, like, if something happened to me, who gonna take care of them, you know? And I'm so scared of something happening to me because I'm like the glue, and y'all, that is stressful. Like, I'm 35 and I can't say that I've done anything that I've wanted to do just for me. Like, I don't do reckless stuff because if I go to jail, who gonna take care of my sisters? Like, that's what really stopped me from busting bitches across the head. So yeah, I worry about that a lot, and I shouldn't be. Like, I wanted to have a baby so bad a couple years ago. So okay, I'm not the only one. Shit, I wanted to have a baby so bad a couple years ago. I probably right around the time Chloe was born. I told my sister, I said, I'm gonna have a baby this year. I want to have a baby. A month later, she says she's pregnant. Now, I can't have a baby. I have to put that on hold because my sister is having a baby. We got a new baby coming. She gonna need help. Babies are expensive. So I was just like, you know what? I'm not gonna do it. And that's why. That's one of the reasons why. Because I was thinking, like, okay, what if my sister needs me? Y'all, I think about it some days, and I'm kind of happy that I don't have children. And then sometimes I'm really sad because I really want children. But then I think, like, if I had kids right now, or if I would have had kids when I was younger, would I have been there able to be a part of Age's life like I was when I was living in North Carolina? Um, would I have the type of relationship I have with Cameron and Chloe? Would I be able to invest my time in them and build close relationships with them? If I had my own kids, I don't think that I would have the relationships that I have with Cameron and Chloe. And I think that that's very important, that children know that they have other people outside of their parents that they can depend on. So I keep thinking, I tell myself that maybe it was God's plan for me not to have any children when they were small so that I can invest in their lives and they can be a part of my life and they can enjoy me and I can enjoy them. But I I really I really struggle with the whole idea of not having kids. Um why I feel like I'm gonna cry. I really struggle with that. Um and um you know because I give a lot of myself to the people around me, and all I really wanted was to have um, a family on my own. Because I don't feel like I had a traditional family growing up. So I'm telling y'all, I be stressed out. I be so stressed out. And it seems like because I'm trying to deal with the things that just trying to be healthy all the way around, like physically, um, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and like financially, just trying to be healthy and doing a complete 180 with my life. I really have been having to like look at myself and question a lot of the decisions that I've made. And I don't want to be selfish, but I feel like the only way that I'm gonna have a little bit of peace and like happiness for myself is that I'm gonna have to just take back some of my power and be a little bit selfish and just say, hold on, no, let me take care of me first before I try to take care of everybody else. Yeah, because then I used to think like, okay, so me having kids, how? Yeah, I mean, my sister Frida goes through a lot. She has a lot going on, so I always felt selfish. Like, if I have kids, what about Frida? What about Kiera? What about Karen? What about Chloe? You know, I'm always thinking about them. And I don't think a lot of the times my family realize like the sacrifices I make, the sacrifices I make for them. Like, I feel like because I do it so often without even thinking about it, like, it's like a normal to them. So when I say I can't do something or I refuse to do something, it's like they're getting mad, you know? And I'm not getting any younger. Like, I've been feeling so stressed out about turning 35. Like, the house is decorated, the trees are up, and I just want the holidays. I'm just ready for the holidays to be over. Yeah, that's what I feel like it's coming to. You know, that's a whole nother conversation. I guess I just got so used to like if everybody like I think some people function that way. Like when they just not happy in their own life, like okay, so I'm not happy. I'm not happy, I'm not where I wanna be. So if my family happy, as long as the people around me are happy, then I'm happy. And I really used to believe that, but you can make everybody else happy around you and be miserable as fuck, but you'll be smiling and happy because you see everybody else happy and everybody else eating and everybody else is getting what they need. And then you go and you kind of like go off to yourself and you be like, well, fuck. What about me? Did anybody else like think about like, oh, is she happy? Nope. I'm telling y'all, like, if I had the option right now, if I had the option, if I had the money, I would get in my car and drive off for 2 months away from everybody and just send everybody a message every 2 days, letting them know I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm still alive. Literally. That's what I would do. It's hard when you try to live right and do the right things. Like, it's hard. And then you see people out there who doing shit that's just devious. That's true. That's what happens. Everybody get ghosts. Or they look at you crazy. They look at you crazy. Like you done fucking broke the law. I swear I think this load of laundry is mostly like gym clothes. Like I was so stressed out Friday, y'all. So I had the cake to do. And then after I finished the cake, I had to get on the road and meet my sister halfway to get the kids because she had to work this weekend. Now I'm tired. I just under a lot of stress. I got a big Christmas party coming up for I got a huge Christmas party coming up that I'm catering that I just found out about last week, which is fine. So that's the party. That's a lot of cooking. I'm self-employed. This is a busy time of the year for me. That's how I feel sometimes. Yeah, I'm stressed. And I still gotta work. Like when you work for yourself, I know everything that I've been going through with like the catering and YouTube and trying to get these things sorted out. Like I feel like it'll make me a better business owner when I get into like a brick and mortar eventually in the next 2 years. But it's rough because like there's months when there is nothing coming in on my end, and then there's times where it's just so much work, and I can't turn anything down, but I still have to keep control of the quality, um, so that I can get ahead. I'm not behind, but just getting ahead, making a couple extra payments here and there, it just takes the weight off. And I'm not gonna lie, this month coming up at the end of December, that YouTube check is gonna save my spirit, and it's looking like the one for January is gonna really help me. And I'm not gonna lie, y'all, I've never made more than $200 on YouTube in a month. I ain't probably two, maybe no, well, let me stop. Two times I think I made like 250. This month I did a lot better. I maxed out at like 420, and next month it looks like if everything go well, I could hit $600. Y'all, that's two student loan payments and money to do more videos. I ain't never caught that kind of check from Facebook. I mean from YouTube. And just that little bit of money is really gonna help me out a lot. And it just seemed like once I hit 10,000, and everything kind of like changed. It's true. You have to. I'm at that point now where I realize like I spread myself so thin trying to help other people, and all the money and all the energy that I put into other people, if I really would have just put it into myself and just been like, no, all these years, I'm not talking about like recent years, I'm talking about leading back to when I was 20, I know I would be, I know I would be in a different place. But I can't go back. And it's not their faults. So now, all I can do is kind of just like push forward. But yeah, to be honest with y'all, I want to see my nephew so bad. I'm almost willing to go break bread in front of my enemy, or just to pull up at the restaurant and just, uh, Lord help me. I'm trying to go through and fold up all my workout clothes first. It's hard, though. It's hard. But, oh, I got gas. Excuse me, y'all. Um, I always hear people say, when you're on a journey, and I've heard a lot of successful people say, when you're on a journey and you're trying to get somewhere, you can't take everybody with you. And I used to believe that I could drag and take my family with me and everybody and everything with me. But sometimes, they say you have to leave everybody. And once you get to where you need to be, or where you want to be, you can always go back and pull them up. And I've been trying to drag my family with me. Like, I can't leave them behind. Like, if I eat, you eat. And I realized that, like, I can't just tell y'all what's all going on in my life right now, but I'm to that point now. Like, I can't take everybody with me. Well, I don't get to see my nephew age, but yes, Chloe and Cameron, I see them all the time. Like, they here now. They on the sofa asleep. We had Christmas. We made Christmas cookies tonight, and we popped popcorn, and we watched The Grinch. And now they sleep on the sofa. They knocked the fuck out. Yeah. They don't listen to me no way. My sisters don't listen to me, y'all. They don't listen to me. I'll be like, don't do that. It ain't gonna work. And they be like, I'm grown. And then shit go bad, and I be the first person they call. And I be wanting to tell them, like, I told you so, but you know, you can't say that because you being a bitch when you say that. And that's a whole nother fight. And honey, at the time, I just be trying to get the situation under control. But nobody wants to be a bitch. People think I'm heartless or something sometimes, but no. I look at stuff. I mean, a lot of people say I shouldn't live my life, and my sister gets so mad with me. But I don't ride that gray unless it's something where I need to. I'm either black and white. It either is what it is, and it either gonna work or it's not gonna work. Either the plan is gonna go through or it's not going to go through. I'm not optimistic about nothing. Either it's gonna happen or it ain't. I I plan to succeed, and I plan if that fails. I always have A, B, C, D, E because I can't go to nobody. Like most people in this life, they got some family they can depend on. They got some friends they can depend on. They got somebody they can depend on when shit just go awry. Unfortunately, that's not my case. So I always have to be prepared. Um, and it's sad because I wish sometimes I could just walk to somebody and be like, okay, this is what it is. I need help. Man, I already know. It ain't finna happen. It ain't finna happen. And I hate folding laundry, so I know I'm stressed the fuck out because I'm in here folding laundry. I hate folding laundry. No, that's the problem. I don't know how to say no. I mean, I'll start out like, hell no, I'm not finna do that. And then my conscience be like, don't do that. How would you feel if you ask for help and somebody would not help you? And then I fall into the trap of doing it because I know what it feels like not to have help. But then in reality, the truth is that I ain't gonna have no motherfucking help no way. But I still do it because I know what it is to be on the end of needing help and then everybody just turn their fucking back on you. So what I do, I still do it. Even though I'm not gonna get the same. I know I'm not gonna get the same. But I do it anyway because like that shit sucks when you out there on the limb and you need people and they just looking at you like, my nigga, I can't help you. That sucks. Like I'm always on the end of that stick. Let me tell you. Always. Yeah, I don't know. That's why I say people think like I have get people, oh my God, you're so beautiful. You have a perfect life. And I have to let y'all know my life ain't perfect at all. I struggle with my demons just like everybody else. If you can't believe that people on YouTube have a perfect life, that shit is false. Sometimes it's like that. I'm trying to tell you. I'm telling y'all. If I had $10,000 right now, no, I say 20. Hmm. If I had, no, I say 15. If I had $15,000 right now, maybe even 10, I'll get in my car and drive the fuck off and start over. I would. I'm just being honest. The Lord, I already know. If I could just throw everything away and walk away and just call everybody when I got settled and I had a good peace of mind, I would have been camped out. I am not lying. I wish I was. I Sometimes you need a fresh start. And that's what it is. I'm always dealing with everybody else's consequences, like everybody else's decisions. I'm always trying to clean it up. I'm always there. You know, I argued with Frida about that one day. Like, when I tell you not to do something or you do something and I tell you no, and then something go wrong, like, I'm always going to have to be there to fix it. And when I can't do something, like, they feel like I'm not supporting them, y'all, it ain't that. Like, you know, I just had a lot of pressure put on me to take care of everybody. You know, when people dying, they ask people to make promises, and you got to remember, like, I'll never ask a person on my deathbed to make. I'll never make somebody promise something on my deathbed. I promised my mom. I was 12 years old at the time. I would take care of my sisters, and I've been trying to keep that promise. It's like being in jail. That's why I can't walk away from them. That's why I can't tell them no. And I told my granddaddy that I would take care of my siblings. I'll make sure they're okay. And that was a lot to put on a 20-year-old and a 12-year-old. And I live with that. Like, you made this promise. But I feel like I've been handcuffed to it. That's how I feel. That's probably where it's gonna end up at. But it's hard when I know I have everything that I pretty much need to survive. And then when I'm looking at my sisters and I know, like, if I tell them no, it could be the difference between survival and more emotional distress. It's hard. I want to see my nephew so bad. I do. The last time I saw my nephew, I had to go back to South Carolina, and I had went up to Fayetteville to take care of some stuff. Yeah, I know that's true too. They know it. I'm Captain Save-A-Hole. The last time I saw age. When I left him, he was crying. And I never got over that. He was crying for me. Kind of like how Chloe and Cameron do, but it's like I knew it, and it's like I think he knew it was going to be a long time before we saw each other again. I know. I know, but I don't feel like that about keeping the kids. Like I actually be wanting to get the kids, and it's times that I can't get them. I love spending as much time with them as possible. I never feel obligated. But single moms, they struggle a lot. And people always say, you know, this you're a single mom, you know, you hear so many things going wrong when women try to go to work and they have to leave their kids with people. People are like, well, why you leave your kids? Well, if they don't go to work, then how they gonna take care of their kids? People rag them for not spending enough time with their kids and not be able and having to send them off to daycare, having to leave them with people so that they can go to work. But then if they don't go to work and they have to ask people for help, or they have to get food stamps, and or they have to rely on other people, people still talk about them. So I mean, as a single parent, and I just try to help because it's hard. I watched my mama struggle as a single parent. So no, I don't feel obligated to keep them. Like I love spending time with them. And sometimes I go get them when she's not working. But it's what it is. I may have taken it out of context, but it's still a promise. No. But I'm leaving Alabama soon. And I hated coming back to Alabama. But because this is the last place I wanted to go. When I found out we was coming to Alabama, y'all, I cried. I cried. I might have taken it out of context. I did not want to come back to Alabama at all. Um, I didn't want to be in the state of Alabama. Like I didn't want to be 3 hours away from home. And I'm not gonna lie, being here and just sitting in it has really made me look at my life. It's just crazy that like I'm on the tail end of this, and like I'm really starting to examine my life, like getting older, how I deal with family. Um, I wanted to believe that like I could have a good relationship with my family, but that relationship is never going to be healthy. And the biggest thing I did was to cut the relationship off with a lot of them. And I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I've been grieving cutting off my family. And it's been a recent decision. It's like when you cut people out of your life for good reasons, you do miss them, you grieve them, you have to go through that process. And that has been really hard. It's been extremely hard. But I'm glad I made the decision to cut ties with certain family members. Um, and that in itself has just taken a big stress out of my life, like a big weight off my shoulder. Just saying, hey, I can't deal with y'all. I used to think I couldn't live without certain people in my family, and I can totally do it. In fact, my anxiety and my stress level has gone down since I've removed certain people out of my life. So it's been a learning process. I didn't want to come back to Alabama because I felt like I was going to have to deal with a lot of unresolved issues, and I had been running. And when I came home to Alabama, I had to face them. I had to face the truth about my family. I had to face the truth about the relationships about my with my family. I had to face the truth and deal with how my family has treated me. I could not sweep it under the rug. Not only did I have to really just sit in it and live with it, but I had to experience it up close and raw again to really understand that my family situation is not healthy. And that's hard when you cut your family members off. Like cutting my dad off was really hard and just being done with that. But just like cutting people off you grew up around, you think that they love you and care about you, you start to realize like them motherfuckers don't care nothing about you. That's hard, especially when all you want is a family. So I thought I was okay, but I'm telling you, every wound that I had stuck a band-aid on and pushed in the back of my mind when I left Alabama the last time was just ripped off. And it's hard. It's what y'all are seeing now is mostly like just dealing with things. Yeah, I had to. And it's hard. Like the last year since since March of this year, not last year, y'all, it's been hard recognizing like what causes anxiety, dealing with my issues with food, trying to like work out and be healthy. Like you cannot gain mental health, healthy mental health until you deal with your issues. And a lot of times trying to dealing with the issues that you have that are causing you to be emotional, depressed, sad, to have anxiety, when you start opening up and really dealing with those things, it will drive you crazy. It will push you to the edge because it's like reliving all the traumatic stuff. Like when you go through therapy and you really start to change your life and you look at your life, it's really hard. And I never realized why a lot of people will live their life the same way and never change and just keep doing the same thing. Because when you really gotta look at yourself and you gotta look at your family situation, it's hard. I could have completely kept living my life the way I was, and I would have been sad, and I probably would have been okay, but I would have never been happy. And I go through a lot, but I can say that I'm a lot happier than not what I was because I'm not suppressing things. I'm talking about them. I'm dealing with them as they come up. But it's hard. It's hard to make life changes. When you really want to make life changes and not just cover it up and just put a band-aid on it, it's hard. Like I have to look at myself in the mirror sometimes and I it's hard when you really just like undress yourself mentally and you got to lay out all your flaws and deal with all the pain. And then you got to look at the things that you've done to yourself and the things that you allow people to do to you. It is hard. And if I would have known that pulling all these band-aids off and moving back to Alabama and trying to make all these changes, it was going to be this hard, I don't think I would have done it. So I'm kind of glad that I didn't know what this process was going to look like and what it was going to feel like, because it's hard. Like when you really look at yourself, I mean, really undress yourself mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually, it's hard. It's hard. It's hard because it's like being exposed in front of a crowd of a million people, but it's only you. Like I felt like I've literally had to expose myself. And it's like tearing yourself down. And it ain't easy. And people be like, you changed, or you different, or you doing things different. And it's like what I was doing was allowing me to survive. I don't want to live in survival anymore. I want to actually live my life. And then it's even hard because, like, I've not gone through this whole process in private. Like, it's been very public, a lot of it. The weight loss, my struggle with food, my emotional struggle, talking about my dad, my family, you know, my health, my mental health, telling people about PTSD, my anxiety, depression. Um, it's not easy because it's out there for the whole world to see. It's not as if people didn't see it anyway. And that's the hard part. But now I don't feel like it was so hard because I realized that I'm not the only person going through this kind of stuff. Like I used to be like, this shit is not real. And it's real because I'm not the only, I know I'm not the only person. But I think the hardest thing is gonna be is just letting my sisters learn how to fend for themselves and not coming to their aid to save them every time. Only if it's like a dire situation. And that's scary to me because I've always tried to be there for them. And I have a sense of good because sometimes I feel like I have more than them, but the truth is, I really don't have more than them. I just do more with what I have. And I'm always putting something up in case something goes wrong. Like I'm the always in case shit happens type person. But it's been a struggle. It's not easy. And like I said, I want to see my nephew and my sister so bad. I don't want to see my dad. But my love for my nephew is way stronger than my hate for my dad. And y'all understand this. I love my sisters, but I love my niece and I love my nephews. And there is not anything I wouldn't do for those kids. And I am sad that I don't have my own children. And I want to have a family of my own. But I do think, like, You know, the times when they've needed me, and it's been some times where these kids have really needed me. If I had children of my own, would I have been able to be there for them? And I just keep thinking, that maybe it was supposed to be this way. I'm trying not to question things anymore. Oh, thank you. They just little. I got little Asian hands. Um, but I just think like what I've been able to invest in the time and the relationships that I have with them, which is important because I feel like now when I do start a family, they'll always know that they can depend on me. They'll know that I can always be there. So that's how I've been looking at that. Yes, I'm deeply hurt and I'm sad that I don't have my own kids. Yes, I am. And it took a lot for me to say that. And there are a lot of people who believe that I don't want kids. If that's not the case. But I just feel like when the time is right, it'll happen. But I feel like I formed a relationship with them, especially Chloe and Cameron, that it won't be crazy like when I do have kids. Cause y'all like I told Cameron one time and Chloe I wanted to have children and they stopped talking to me the whole day. Cameron was like, why you wanna have kids? And this is from his mouth. He said, why you wanna have kids and you already have me and Chloe? And I was so shocked. He was like, so you wanna have kids and you don't want us anymore? And I never thought that, he would say something like that or feel that way, but he was really in his feelings and they did not talk to me for the whole day. They talked to my husband and the neighbor, but y'all, them kids was not talking to me. Like, real talk. Like, they was not talking to me that whole day. Like, Cameron was so distraught. Yes, that's another thing too, y'all. Like, I want to be healthy because I'm old. Er, but I've had a lot of good feedback, and I'm glad I made that video and talked to y'all about it because I have had a lot of good feedback. And I didn't really comment a lot on that video because I just didn't know what to say, but I did go through and look at it, and I really appreciated it because um it let me know that like people have children at different stages, and a lot of the women were very and even a couple of guys who come in were very nice, you know kids are like that and then they get over it. Yeah, but Chloe and Cameron, y'all like they don't even like other little kids touching me. Like they barely like when each other touch me. So like they literally fight over me. Um and then I talked to Cameron about my nephew Age. He'd be like, I'm your only nephew, and I'll be like, no bug, you're not. Age was my first baby, you're my second baby, and Chloe's my third baby. And he'd be like, he had that look on his face like, bitch, I'm not trying to hear that. Like, if y'all could have saw his face, he's not trying to hear that. you know. But I think he'll be okay. I think they'll be okay. But Cameron is really attached to me. Like Chloe, she can give or take me, but Cameron, I don't know, y'all, cause he loved Chloe and he would never do anything. He won't even hit her when she hit him. But when she lay on me, he be looking at her like, get off, get off my aunt. And he was so upset when Chloe was first born. He told me, he was like, you gonna have to pick. I went to get him from school and he was like, sis, you're gonna have to pick. You can't have both of us. And he said it. He's like, you're gonna have to pick. Like, you want me or the baby? And I had to really sit down and talk to him about, like, I don't have to pick. I love both of y'all. Honey, he was not here for Chloe when she first came home, okay? Because he was just like, and y'all gotta understand, like, he was 5, so he had spent most of his life by himself with no siblings. And here come Chloe, and she terrorizes him. She, like, legitimately terrorizes him. So yeah, like, it don't make no sense how she do him. You be wanting to just, like, and I don't pop her. I don't believe little girls should be spanked. So I just kind of have to, like, say, Chloe, you can't do brother like that. And she look at me like, I'll hit you too. Seriously, like, she is mean. It's not a joke. It's not a game. Chloe is really mean. She's very stern and she's very stubborn. It's not a joke. It's not a game. It's not a drill. She is. Uh, Chloe is. How do I say it? Chloe acts like me, but more aggressive. People say she act like how I was when I was little. So I'm scared because we was eating breakfast this morning. And literally, sometimes when I eat, before I eat, I do my arms like this. I like cross my arms on the table like this. And we were eating breakfast, and she did the same thing. And a lot of times, I have my hand on my face like this, and she was literally doing the same thing. And she smacks when she eat like me. She tilts her head to the side. She moans and makes funny noises when she's eating something. It's so crazy. And if you saw us and how we walk, like, she's even knocked me like me a little bit, you would be cracking up because you would never think she's my niece. Most people think that she's my child because we look alike and she has a lot of my mannerisms. Yeah, like, it's scary. But I don't want people to take that away from her. I want her to be herself. But she is definitely crazy. Like, we was laying on the sofa tonight. She made sure that Cameron couldn't lay on me. She got on me, wrapped her legs around me, and wrapped her arms around me, and went to sleep. And when she was falling asleep, when Cameron would try to lay on my leg, she would hit him and hit him in the top of the head. Like, but they sleep. Like, they so sleep right now. I want to be that sleep. Mm. So I got to make a decision. Do I take a chance and see my nephew and possibly have to sit down in front of my dad, which I don't want to? Or do I not get a chance to see him or my sister? Hmm. Why I have a therapy meeting and still, why didn't you have therapy on Saturday, today, before today, yesterday, or Friday? Somebody, should I go and try to see my sister and my nephew and just sit there and hold my peace in front of my dad? Or should I just abort mission and take a flight and see them separate? Help me. Because a part of me want to stick him in his eye. Because, y'all, I'm really afraid of me. When I say that, I'm really afraid of me. I'm really afraid what I might do. Because me and my dad done had some. Me and my dad have had. I've literally almost choked my dad unconscious before. So, like, I'm shaking just thinking about it. So, uh, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Because I really don't want to see my dad. Like, I can go all my life without seeing him. I don't even plan on showing up to his funeral. God is too funny. He play a lot of games with me. Uh, God play a lot of games with me. Really do. He do, man. Cause it's gonna one, two things gonna happen. Three things is gonna happen. Either I'm not gonna go, and I'm not gonna get to see my sister and my nephew. I'm gonna go and get to see my sister and my nephews, and I might get locked up, which they can't do much to me. Or I'm gonna go and face him and break his spirit. It's one of the three things is gonna happen because I feel like whatever is gonna be said tomorrow, if I have to go, if I do encounter my dad, it's gonna be bad. It's so crazy because I did that video. I had no idea my sister was gonna be graduating. I had no idea they was gonna even be down in Alabama. Mm. Like I'm feeling all kinds of fucked up. Like I feel like if I don't see my nephew, it's not. I don't know how long it's gonna be before I see him again. And that's not what I want. Fuck. But if I see my dad, mm, mm, yeah, that's wow. I know that had to be hard. This shit crazy. Mm. Cause I could literally set that bitch on fire. Like, I don't have no. I would. That's why I want to do. I don't want to do this. Cause I feel like my dad could take me to a place I might not be able to come back from. He's a strong person, Pink. Cause y'all don't understand. It took a lot to sit down and do that video. And I really feel like God be playing with me sometimes. You be like, I ain't gonna do it. He be like, you gonna do it. Let's just say this: if my dad came up missing, I better have a good ass alibi, cause everybody know that I'd probably be the motherfucker who do it. And that's on God. Like I need to have an alibi. Like I'm telling y'all, if something was to happen to him, I'd probably end up in jail, even if I didn't do it, because they swear I did it. That's how that's how I feel about him, and that's toxic. That's so toxic. That's awful. I know my ass go to jail because I'd be the first person they think they did. Oh, that bitch did it. Like y'all don't understand. Ain't nothing healthy about that relationship. Nothing at all. Nothing. Nothing is healthy. And the fact that he didn't even want me. That's the worst thing a child can hear. Is that their parent didn't want them. And yeah, they were young. But he didn't want me. He wanted her to get rid of me. And the fact that I heard that and I know that just does something to me. That's one thing a child should never know, or never should ever hear, is that they dad didn't want them. He would have preferred that they pull me out of her body and tear me up. She would have gotten rid of me. So that's hurtful. That's some shit to live with. There's a few things children should never know about their parent, but No child should ever know that their parent wanted them aborted. And I get angry at my mom too, because she said some fucked up stuff too. I'm thinking that's what's gonna have to happen. It's different to know that somebody don't want you or don't care about you, but to hear it and to actually know it, and then for them to show you throughout your whole life. Yeah, things you never tell your kids. One, I should have had an abortion. I wish they would have never had you. You ruined my life. I hate you. You ruined my life. You ruined my body. Those are things that a kid should never hear from either one of their parents, especially the part where you ruined my life. And I've heard all of those. Or I didn't have to take care of you. I didn't have to do nothing for you. You had a granddad. I had a whole family to take care of. Those are things that children should never hear. I didn't want any more kids anyway. You should never, ever, ever let your kids hear that. Yep. Never. That's the truth. No kids should ever hear that from their parents. Well, I'm gonna get off here, put up the clothes and the towels. I'm gonna try to get some rest. Whatever decision I make, yeah, some parents do suck. And that's bad. I know I ain't the only person who's going through shit. And that's bad. I'm sorry that happened to you. Either way it go, whatever happens tomorrow, if I don't come on here tomorrow, my my cash app is Octavia.Millhouse. Cause that mean I'm gonna need some bill money. If y'all ain't heard from me by 9 o'clock tomorrow, y'all need to cash out me some bill money. Cause the bitch is in jail. Okay? They gonna hold me for 24 hours, okay? At least. And then they gonna send me to the mental hospital, which is on the 5th floor, Mobile Infirmary. This is the 4th floor. Yeah. One of them. Yeah. That'll work too. Well, some commissary. One of the two. Because I'm probably not going to get out of Mobile. I done been through the anger management class a couple times. So, if y'all ain't heard from me by 9 o'clock tomorrow, cash up me some bail money. Because I'm going to probably need a lawyer. A good one. Mm. Yep, ain't no lie. I tell no lies. I'm probably going to need one. Yeah. Yep. Most definitely. I'm going to need a lawyer. I'm going to pray about this. Light some candles in my office. Do some yoga. Yoga really helps me. Yeah. The thing is, y'all, Chloe and Cameron, if my dad is there, Chloe and Cameron and Age is probably gonna be there. And y'all, I never want my nephew and my niece to see that side of me. My husband is only saw it once. And I don't remember what happens when I blank out. I literally don't remember. And I don't ever want my nephews and my niece to see me like that because it's scary. I've been told that I look possessed. And I don't want them to ever see me like that. Because by the time we get to Mobile, Kiera will still be at work. And that's what's making me hesitate. Because I feel like when children see a certain side of you, they can't ever come back from it. And I don't ever want them to see me in that state. Because my dad is a trigger. So yeah, that's the scary part. Anyway, y'all, let me go. I love y'all. And I'll let y'all know how I go tomorrow. If I ain't on here, ding ding, clocking in at 9 o'clock, by 9 o'clock tomorrow, then y'all already know. Mobile County. The name of the jail is Metro. I will. Y'all have a good night. Pray for me.